Well, hello, and welcome to this third part of this Anakin Skywalker build. This time we'll be focusing on what we left last part, which means the belt. And this belt is made by the Jedi Rope UK. I bought it from their Etsy store. It's just not the right color for my build, so this time I'll have to match it with this fabric. So we'll begin by painting the belt. I'll be using this shoe polish, mostly the black one. Some basic acrylic paints, these are model paints. I begin by disassembling the belt, real easy. Taking a small bit of foam, mostly the ripped edge, so it's not as flat. I begin by dabbing the shoe polish onto the back piece and I let it dry. I don't wipe it off. I'm trying to get a natural leather look, so don't put too much shoe polish so it won't drip. Next I'll be putting some dark brown acrylic paint. This is the closest shade I found that matches my fabric. So I'm just gonna dab that onto the black shoe polish. And here we can see how it dried. It's matching pretty well to my eyes, so I'm gonna go with that. And I continue all over the belt. Next I'll be putting some plain black model paints. These are two acrylic, and I'm going to weather some spots that are more likely to collect some grime. So for example, these grooves on the sides, I gently dry brush some black color into them. Also, I dry brush some black onto this middle belt part where it's most likely to be more dirty. Next, I'm building up the lightest layer of brown. This I'm really gently dry brushing onto some sides to simulate the leather wear and tear look. Also, I try to get those small details in the lines to pop up a bit more from the black. And while that belt is drying up, we can focus on our pouches. So these I bought from Etsy, from Fralens 3D Creations. these are functional. And I begin by going at it with my angle grinder. I get most of the big 3D printing lines out of them. Also, there's some overhang, so it's much easier to get it off with this machine than by hand. And next we move on to the hand sanding. This is the most fun part. This is where the fun begins, as they say. And I keep on sanding with different grits until they pass the smooth test. Here you can see I added some filler into those grooves which didn't want to sand off. I did it a couple times until I was very pleased with them. After you're pleased with them, it's time to spray paint. I'm using this Maston brown spray paint. Here we can see the result. I am mostly pleased with it. There is some small printing lines still visible, but they will be drowned in more paint soon. I'm going to add some hinges to them because I want them to function. I wish to store some money into them or something. I will be closing them with this Neo magnet. Most of the hinges are easy to install, just pop in some screws and lots of glue. Here you can see I'm trying to figure out where to put the magnets. I Dremel out a small area for the magnet to sit in so it can be flush against the pouch. And we're going to drown that in some Loctite. Here we can see the final result of the magnets and the hinges. All of them were installed a bit differently because they vary in size, and I must say the magnets hold up pretty well, so I have no fear of my pouches flying up open in the middle of some saber fights or something. And now it's finally time to add some finishing touches to these pouches. I'm going to build up the paint layers from darkest to the lightest. Here I'm adding some plain black acrylic paint to the deepest areas. Here we can see the black paint dried up. Next I add in a layer of the dark brown paint. And then finally I go up to the light brown and I add some weathering onto it. After this I threw in a gloss varnish to make them more unison. And here we can see the belt as it dried up. I'm pretty pleased with it. It matches the other fabrics now pretty much. This was just a test fitting, so that one's not done yet. And now we have some mail time. First up we have this wonderful Tusken Slayer saber. It's made by the Watto's Junkyard. It's the 2.0 version, and I also got it installed as a deal with Saber Project. So this is a trickery installment, and this definitely is a beautiful piece, much better than the one I before had. The second piece is this custom wig made by the Custom Wig Company. It's a lace wig made from real human hair. I'm really happy with it. The color, the styling, everything is just top notch. And this definitely pops my cosplay up 1000 levels. My previous wigs weren't as matching.
Leikkaat sen käden.
Joo, täältä ne käden.
Joo.